Welcome to the Next Generation Rockstars podcast. If you are trying to figure out how do you recruit and retain this next generation of rock star talent, well, you are in the right place. All right, welcome to season 2 of the Next Generation Rockstars. Now you heard that right. I didn't say millennial rock stars. I said next generation rock stars. That is because over our little break between seasons, we decided to do a whole name change and rebrand so that we could really fully welcome Gen Z into the workforce. So now that Gen Z is here, they are starting to make their own waves on workplace culture, and we're really excited to see how that pans out for everyone. But this is a really interesting time to be in the working culture, to see really how all the generations combine and mix together, because we do have 5 generations at work currently. We've got Gen Z, we've got millennial, we have got, of course, Gen X, baby boomers, but we also still have some of the silent generation still there in the workplace and really giving it their all, even at this point in their career. So now that we're mixing things up and now that we are all together, what can we learn from each other? What do we each bring to the table? Now, it's really interesting because so far, early in 2019, there have been multiple studies that have come up or surveys of CEOs that have been put out asking CEOs what are their top 3 concerns. In every survey so far that I've seen, they have listed recruiting talent and retaining talent as 2 of their top 3 concerns. 2 of their top 3 concerns revolve around talent. That has got to tell you something. The war for talent is on, and it has been on for years and years and years. Now, I know that there are people out there that are predicting a recession is coming, and that is very likely based on the cyclical nature of our economies. But what you should know is that when there's good talent on the line, there is always a war for that good talent, recession or not. So season 2 is really going to look at the development of talent, the recruitment of talent, and we're going to be doing that, looking at that from the lens of leaders, of young talent. So we've interviewed CHROs like Matt Schuyler from Hilton. I interviewed the Chief People Officer from Cisco Systems, Fran Kasutis. I also interviewed the former head of HR at Tesla, Alan Cherry. Howard Behar from Starbucks, former president of Starbucks, as well as numerous other major leaders in the talent development area. But I didn't just stop there. I went back to season 1's rock stars and I started asking them, or I started really going back and looking, who did they specifically mention as people that have been pivotal in their careers? So I went back and I gathered some of the leaders that made a big impression on some of season 1's rock stars, and I've got them coming on the show giving wonderful day-to-day in the trenches advice on how do they really go out there and developed rock star talent. So they're in the trenches with them and they can give you some nuts and bolts advice that maybe someone from a CHRO perspective can give you a wide angle view, but they're going to be able to give you that in the job, day-to-day experience knowledge. So I hope that you will join us for the rest of season 2. We've got a lot of wonderful, wonderful interviews. And trust me, you are going to want to listen to each episode a couple of times because some of these are just so chock full of knowledge that you just need your notebook to follow along. Another thing that you might want to know is that I am listening, I am reading all of your comments, all of your messages. I was inundated with LinkedIn messages last year. I loved it. Keep them coming. I want to read each and every one. And actually, one of the listeners suggested that season 2 examine leadership of young talent. And I thought that was a wonderful idea, so I took it to heart. So again, I am listening. I would love to hear what you have to say. And of course, always please subscribe. Please share this with your friends. Make some comments on your favorite podcast platform of your choice, and we will see you in the rest of season 2. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Next Generation Rockstars, where we have discussed all about recruiting and retaining that next generation of talent. So I'm guessing that you probably learned a tremendous amount from this week's Rockstar Leader. And if that is the case, don't keep me a secret. Share this episode with the world, but really share it with your friends, with your colleagues, because they also need to learn how to recruit and retain this next generation of talent, because these skills are crucial to business success moving forward. Now, of course, I want you to keep up to date every single week as we are dropping each and every episode. So be sure to subscribe to your favorite podcast platform of your choice, and you will see the Next Generation Rockstars show up just for you.